4 more seconds. What's up? I'll be there in 1 second. Just pulling up one thing. Pulling up one thing. I'm on my way. Finishing chewing. Delicious. Delicious. All right, here we come. I'm going to appear in 5, 4, 3, 2. Just kidding. Hey, what's up? Hello, everybody. Trevor, how do we ask questions? Ask them in the chat. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay here. Someday, super chats will be available. I'll be honest, guys. I've been trying to add like cool features to the show for a couple of weeks now, but flying to New York City every freaking weekend is the worst. It's the worst. It sucks. I never want to do it again. I genuinely never want to do it again. How we doing? How is everyone doing? Maybe we could play a little bit of, I just want some like quiet background music that's not going to be like in your face or my face, but it's not silence either, because I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm going to pull up some high pass. If you guys don't know what high pass is, it is our MCA Media's royalty-free music. So if you're ever interested, you can do that. Let's just play it on. So this music's DMCA free, so you can always listen to it on stream. I'm going to try to just have it really quiet. Can you guys even hear that? Probably not, but I can hear it. That's all that matters. I could also just not push it to the stream. Anyway, how we doing? How's everyone feeling right now? What do you think about what the Pirates are able to do? I was pretty interested. I'm interested in the Pirates and what they did. They did some shuffling. There's a lot of shuffling. Guys, we're going to go really into depth with this, especially with the trade deadline. We're just going to cover some news. We're going to go straight into talking about all the trades. There was a lot. I put together in a classic Twitch/YouTube style, I put together a tier list with all the trades, or at least not all of them. There were some that are just like kind of throwaways, right? It's like there's some prospects involved, or a guy that was DFA'd a while back and hasn't really been in the big leagues much, but got traded, right? So I didn't put every single one, but most of them are in here, and we will throw them in our tier list, which I made my own little categories. We might add one or two, and then I'll just ask your questions as we go, but try not to stay too much in on one because it'll take forever. All right. How about Phil going to the Mets? Not bad. Been okay so far. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like, do you think people should have gave up? The top pitching prospects or top pitchers weren't really worth it, in my opinion. Like, Crochet wasn't worth it. What he was going to be, what they were going to have to do to get him. He just wasn't going to be worth it. So that's why he didn't get traded. Good morning, Shader. Crochet had a lot of demands, it seemed. Yeah, it feels like he was like trying to sabotage his trade, frankly. He came out with or an ultimatum, but even before that, man, there was already teams kind of out because they thought they were going to have to limit his innings. Like he just wasn't going to throw very many innings for this year. So, morning, Trevor. How are you today? Thank you for asking. I am well. I'm excited to be here. I love doing this show. Like, I'm actually really sad. So I was going to do it yesterday. Then I realized there's a bunch of stuff, like trades are going to come in real time. And like, I didn't want it to be like, hey, let's just sit here for 2 hours early in the morning and just like not be able to talk about a lot of the trades because stuff will be happening. I wanted it to be over before we did it. So that's why we're here. Also LCC represent. I didn't go to LCC, but I did live near it. Urseg gone to the Royals. Yeah, Urseg traded too, which was not surprising actually. Pretty, I think a savvy move by the A's and the Royals to go get him because he's got an electric arm. He's just a little bit older. Trevor May, do you make music? I did for a long time. Yes. H. Hom. Hey Matt, thank you for the sub. Randy, sub to the chat. Let's get some Team A in the chat, please. Amazing Bolts with a year. Thank you as well. Amazing Bolts. Team A1's in the chat. Just give me some any emote that you can put in there, guys. Any emote at all. Just all I want is anyone. All you have to do is do any emote when someone subs. Thank you. Preller operating like he won't have a job next year. I don't see how this is any different than Preller has done his entire time he's been in San Diego. He's been doing stuff like this. Don't you think it's normal to go through to struggle? Yes. Every team can't do well at all times. Yes, of course. You see Mark Canha gone to the Giants. I did. I saw all of them, guys. I saw all the trade. I know Finnegan had a bad outing right before the deadline. That doesn't matter, Jackal Beats. It just comes down to price and who's available and what have you, man. Maybe some teams had too many guys to sell and there was not enough people or players out there that they were interested in to sell other guys. You're not just going to take anything for your guys. Like that's what people misunderstand. I think we get caught up in like, oh, why didn't you just trade all the players you were supposed to trade? And they're like, well, maybe no one wanted a couple of them because they had already gotten the things they needed. Maybe the thing dried up. Maybe we ran out of time. There's all kinds of stuff that factors in. All kinds of stuff that factors in. Like, I didn't get traded last year. I should have been traded. Like, for all intents and purposes, I should have been traded. It made all the sense in the world. It just didn't coalesce. I don't think anyone wanted me at the end of the day. Like, just no one was interested. And when that happens, you can't trade a person when no one wants them. So, guys, before we get into the rest of the show, though, I'm going to make sure I take my Focus Fuel. Focus Fuel, 10% off, focusfuel.com, thefocusfuel.com with code BASEBALL. That's code BASEBALL for 10% off your order at thefocusfuel.com. What kind is this? Pineapple? Delicious. Trevor, I do not understand why want Mets get play. They never do good for Mets, but they want to leave Mets. I got to tell you a secret, brother. Some of them do good for the Mets, but you guys kind of hyper focus on the ones that don't do well, and your expectations are always a little higher than what is reality. It happens a lot. So, like, guys come over and they do exactly the same thing they've been doing everywhere else, and you think they suck sometimes, and the grass is always greener. So, like, there's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of that. You just got to be like. There's going to be clunkers. They're going to come over, they're going to struggle maybe right away, or they're not going to struggle right away. That doesn't mean they suck or they don't suck. It's just what time of the year it is. Like, give them a second. Like, if they struggle, give them a second. If they do well, give them a second. They're probably going to struggle at some point. It's just the way it works. Do you still play Warzone? I do not have 5 minutes to rub together to play that trash-ass game. I'm just saying, like, when your expectations are crazy high all the time that you are going to get the greatest player of all time every single time you trade, you're going to be disappointed a lot. Like that, like the same thing, like the Michael Tonkin stuff, right? Michael Tonkin had 2 bad outings that made his year look terrible with the Mets, but he threw like 8 games. Like, you just can't go off that many games, man. It's just not, especially for a reliever. Like, you give up 3 runs in 1 game, and then you can throw 5 scoreless, and you still have a 4. Right? Still play Fortnite? I do not. Not really, no. I haven't played Fortnite in our earnest in a couple years, but I do enjoy the game every once in a while. Dude, I've been playing old man games, man. Buildy games. I don't know. This is taking a lot of my time. Anyway, that's not to say that it's not to say that he's immune to criticism. I'm just like it's just not as like a it's just not like a that crazy of a thing. It happens constantly. You play chess a little bit, not a ton. All right. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping, guys. I have an idea. Well, I actually posted this on my Instagram. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I'm just realizing. Maybe I can. Yeah. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. But I had a merch idea. Let's see if you like it. Just as one of, I want an evergreen merch. I want some evergreen merch. Like some merch that's always up. I thought this was cool. Just punch tickets. I mean, this isn't the final design, but this is the first one. I have another one called Mayday. That's more of going to be a limited drop. It's going to be cool. But like, I'm trying to get merch back out. I thought this would be sweet. I would wear this. And I want your opinions if you think it's cool. I mean, you don't even have to say like I would wear it, but you're like my kid would wear it, or like maybe someone would wear it. I like the design of it. You don't have to say I'll buy that, but just as long as you don't hate it, that'd be great. Tonkin or Weaver should close. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is leading the league. Well, that's Clay Holmes is leading the league in blown saves. I don't know if that's a big idea. What does punch tickets mean? Squizza. What does punch tickets mean? It means striking dudes out, dude. What are we talking about? You got to go punch ticks, fam. Randy Domnack back in the show. Look at him. Good for him, man. That's awesome. Love Dobby. Great. Little bland. I mean, it's. I mean, what do you mean bland? Do you want like flowers going off of it? Like it's just a clean, easy, simple. Tickets doesn't show well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Well, it's kind of hard to see over the stream as well. This is actually it's darker than it looks on the rendering. I think that the lettering maybe needs to be a little bit smaller and centered a little bit more so you could read it. Any chance you'll be Brett Phillips pitching coach? Funny you should ask. I DM'd him and said, "Hey man, what's the metrics on your fastball? Because I know it carries." And he's like, "Actually, yeah, it does." I'm like, "What about your slider? Let's talk about this." And he's like, "Dude, as soon as I get the metrics, let's have a conversation." So they could be happening. Okay, you think it's cool? You like the colors? Cool. I got it. You know what? I like it. I think I got a sample sent to me. I'll wear it one day and we'll see how we feel about it. All right, sound good? Cool. Also, guys, next week. Just a reminder, next 2 weeks, we still have Sunday night baseball games. So on the 4th and the 11th, we are doing the Cardinals, Cubs, and then we are doing Mets, Mariners in Seattle. And then I'm flying to New York to do Sunday night baseball for a Mariners game. So the game's going to be like 7 miles from my house, and I'm flying across the country to cover it. Why are my Cubbies so bad? They're not that bad, actually. They're just like kind of meh. But they're not terrible. They're only a couple games under. So, just a reminder, the show is going to be on Tuesday the next 2 weeks. The only reason it is on Wednesday because the trade deadline was yesterday. So, oh yeah, that reminds me. I wanted to show you a couple. Okay, so let's get into some news real quick, and then we're just gonna go full bore on the trade deadline. We're gonna go big on the trade deadline. Colorway on the hoodies could be same as your old teams. Ooh, that would be cool. Hey, that would be cool. Do a Mets one, a Twins one, be navy and red, blue and orange, and yellow and green. Oh, dude, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. Norby Holiday, we're going to get into that. That was interesting. The fact that Connor Norby got traded for Trevor Rogers makes no sense. Not no sense. It just I was just like, I thought Norby was a little bit of a bigger. He got sent down. Yay! So like, you're telling me he got traded from the team in first place to the last place team. Now he's not even in the big leagues. Would you consider unretiring, coming back to the Mets for remainder season if I said please? No. Also, it would take me way too long to get in shape. You don't want that. Just so everyone can get mad at me for not being good enough? No, I'm okay. Just straight up option to 11? I love it. I love that you said outright optioned. Just optioned. How did the Marlins get De Los Santos for Puck? Did De Los Santos? Wait. Are we talking about De-Lo from the Padres? Oh, to learn third base. Got it. Great on the Mets trade last night. We're getting into it, Depp. We're about to go into it. How's Trevor going to make the Hall of Fame if he has to come back? Got to reset the 5-year timer. Yeah, and I would also have to pitch for 10 more years. Yankees got Enyel De Los. Oh, okay. Enyel's from the Dodgers. I didn't see who was in the Puck trade. That's interesting. Anyway, okay. Moving on with some news. Let's talk about some news, guys. Let's get into the news. Now, music's off. That's the wrong one every time, bro. Let's get in the news. Welcome to the news. Welcome to the news. Welcome to the news. Okay, real quick, let me just, will Trout see the field again in 2024? I think so. And do I miss playing? I do miss physically playing. I don't miss all the other stuff. So I am very happy with my decision. Still, to this moment, I'm still so happy with my decision, though I am a little bit overwhelmed with the number of things that I'm doing these days, to the point where I get every morning I wake up to like 3 texts like, hey, do you want to come on the show today? Like, of 3 different shows. That's awesome. I'm not complaining. But like, now I did the thing that I was doing. Now I'm like, oh crap, I got to start saying no, or I'm never going to get any energy, and it's just going to be trash. So I got to like say no to stuff so I can prepare for other things. It's so hard. Getting ready for Sunday Night Baseball is so hard. It takes so much time, but I love it. But like, it's not saving a lot. I've been editing the same video for like almost a month. It's almost done. Mark the buttons on the soundboard. They are marked. That's the funny part. They're marked. They have names, and I just push the wrong one every time. It's a little bit of a bit too. All right. A little bit of news, guys. MLB trade rumors. Garrett Crochet stunned rival GMs with request for new contract, and then was not traded. So we were going to talk about this, but Garrett Crochet doesn't get traded. That's big news, right? He's probably in the top 3 for the Cy Young in the AL. He's leading the league in strikeouts. And he came out with the ultimatum, hey, I need an extension, and I'm not going to pitch the playoffs unless you give me it. Bold move. Interesting. Now, if I'm him, though, I do not want to be on the White Sox. But at the same time, maybe he likes being there, and maybe he wants to be the ace moving forward. And, if they're going to rebuild, he still has so much control that he could be on a team that's good still, right? So, like, do the Sox shut him down in September? Not shut him down. He'll probably become he'll probably throw like an inning or two a start in September. Yeah, I guess Crochet doesn't like winning. That's just, you got to save it with that, guys. And you need to stop acting like every guy's just going to chase every team and just like, oh my gosh, hold on. Oh, sorry about that. I would have not coughed. I would have muted myself if that didn't hit me like a truck. But we got to stop like blaming every dude for not like trying to jump ship the moment his team's not doing well. Because we always want loyalty from our guys, right? We always want loyalty from the guys, but if they're not playing well, you want them to leave. Like, you can't have both things, right? So years go by. Like, you can't make a decision about your whole career based on 1 year just because you might be able to win some a little bit more later. Like, that can't be everything. I understand fans won't understand that, but like, you just can't, like, you can't just say that all the time. We can't just say, oh, you must not like winning. That's just, oh, why didn't you just take a huge pay cut, man? You must not like winning. Come on. That's just, most people wouldn't do that. So anyway, that said, right? It's not even about winning. It's about the opportunity later to win. And it still would have been better had he been traded. Had he been traded to a contender, he would have probably contended into the future as well, not just this year. So I know I just undermined what I said a little bit, but I see that a lot. I see, like, this guy must not like winning. We see it in free agency all the time. People are like, oh, why didn't you just take $10 million less a year? I guess you don't like winning. Like, everyone's like, why did you go to the A's? I guess you don't like winning. I'm like, well, one, they paid the most money, and two, they were the closest to me. And guess what? Those two things were the most important to me at that time, whether you like it or not, right? So that happens. All right. So do I agree with Garrett Crochet, what he did? I don't think that he should have maybe came out with the ultimatum, because it was always already iffy that he was going to be traded. So the fact that he isn't traded after his comments, I thought it was a 100% chance he would not be traded at that point. And the people who thought he were just kind of saying he would be, just to get people to click it. Like, we all knew he wasn't going to get traded after that. That pretty much just killed it. And then he also said it, and then the GM came out and said, I didn't see that coming. As soon as the GM said, they didn't tell me that, like, it was over. No one wanted that now. Like, it just bad taste in their mouth. They know he's a great player, whatever. But, like, it was just, that's a weird thing. I got to ask my agent about it. I'm sure he has some angle I'm not thinking about. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of him not going somewhere? Because that kind of blew me away. What do you think about the Tanner Scott trade? So we're about to get into trades in one moment. We're going to go do a tier list. I just wanted to talk about a couple things here at the top of the show. And make sure we get it in. It's so crazy to me that he didn't get traded. And I don't know if it was the smartest decision, but you know what? I think at the end of the day, he's betting on himself, and it's going to work out. He's a very, very good pitcher. And they very clearly, and the big thing for me was, like, I don't want to go to the bullpen for my own health. That tells me that they think that he is healthier as a starter than a bullpen guy, and I want to know why. That's very interesting to me. No, that completely makes sense, right? It completely makes sense. It's just like they are very adamant on that. I wonder why they're so adamant on what they know, right? Because he has been in the pen and he has gotten hurt, so maybe he needs the 4 days of rest between. Maybe that's it. Us sports fans tend to side with management over labor, and I don't know why. U.S. sports fans, it's capitalism, Zeus. Mostly, it's just capitalism. We have this idea that, like, there's this weird thing here in America where we think that employers sometimes are burdens on businesses, and that it's our responsibility to help that business thrive and boost we talk about the economy all the time. And it's just kind of one of those, like, it's just one of those societal fallacies. Like, it's just that's not how it works. But there's a good argument to be made. Some people are really good at making that argument. So that's why we think about that all the time. It's about, like, basically the market itself is more important than the people in the market for some people. Yeah, ROI, blah, blah, blah. We're very financially obsessed. We lose the thread a little bit that the people are the point. And it makes sense, though. It's not a harsh criticism of people and how they are. Everyone's just doing their best here. It's just the way it is here. I think people are doing their best. Like, even people who believe that are doing their best and trying to understand the world and how it works to the best of their ability. So, but yeah, it is weird. It sucks because then people are investments in human beings, and you're balancing between money and human beings, and that's always going to be this, like, thing that's clashing, right? So, anywho, sure, man, Mets fans, what are the Mets getting in Paul Blackburn? That's a good one. Anyway, moving on. Let me get into that. I want to touch on my second part of the news. Crush that one. I don't know if anyone listened to this over the over the weekend on Sunday, but we had Wes Johnson, my pitching coach with the Twins, Paul Skeens pitching coach at LSU when they won the College World Series, and Charlie Condon's pitching coach. And he said something. He said something about a drill. So remember when I broke down, you guys remember when I broke down Paul Skeens' pregame workout or pregame routine where he's doing that over the head band thing? Well, evidently, Wes calls that something. It was something that you and I worked a lot on when you were with me. And I've noticed, there's been videos circulating around his pregame routine and all the things he does to get right. And a lot of it is lower half. So doing these things, but that is all very. Hold on. Let me get to the point where he's off.
When he gets without getting it.
And then once he's.
Yeah, 100%. We're just trying to really sync up his delivery without getting into biomechanics too much.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is we've got to get his, when he gets into his external rotation of his back hip, I know we're getting a little off in the weeds here, but when he gets into it, when his external rotation on his back hip is on time, he's as good as I've ever seen. And that's something that we spent a lot of time on. But yes, that's exactly what we're doing in that warm up. And Trevor, you and I did the red band stuff together. Back in the day, and so it was kind of crazy. I'll never forget telling him when I introduced this. I told your story to him. I said, "Hey, Paul, man, there was this guy I had with Twins, just a dude out of the pen. I mean, just threw, cheddar biscuits." And I said, "We got him in this drill, and some things clicked, and it was awesome." So yeah, I told him that story about you when we put you in that red band. I'll never forget that. I think I'm trying to even remember where we were, but when we
Chicago.
first broke that band.
I remember.
Yeah, Chicago.
Vividly. Yeah.
Yep. And so I told him that story. He did it. It clicked as well. And then we, since then we've been able to add some water bags and different things that he likes the feel of as well. So, but yeah, it's mainly for that lower half.
So basically, you're welcome, Paul. No, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool hearing that. He says he still talks to guys, and now he's the head coach of Georgia, and he calls it the Trevor May drill. Isn't that cool? I did not know that. I did not know that at all before he told me. I genuinely didn't know. I thought that was a drill he had before me, but it was something that watching me pitch, he was like, maybe this will work. Maybe this is a way to, because he had an idea. The core was, I've talked about this before, but my core was like not keeping me stable. So he's like, how do we come up with something where you go through your motion, where you're focusing on keeping your arms aren't involved. You just have to keep, your core has to rotate you and is hold a band above your head. So we did it. We did the thing. We did we did the thing for a couple weeks, and I just started throwing cheese. And he was like, damn, this works really well. And it turns out he told Skeens he had the same issue. And Skeens liked it a lot, and now he throws 100. So I walked so we could run. Thank you so much. So I just thought that would be interesting, and that's probably going to go on TikTok. So, hey, TikTok, I thought that would, it fired me up. Fired me up. All right, last piece of news. Nate Pearson drills Tyler Stevenson and then gets ejected immediately. Now, I understand. He's like, dude, come on, man. He's like, he knows it wasn't on purpose. He's just really frustrated. But imagine getting traded to a team and then getting ejected in your first outing. I love this. Yep. By the way, that's the video I've been editing, guys. I just edited this part into my video because I do a breakdown of Major League. So like they toss him kind of late, and then Council's pissed. I would be too, man. That kind of sucks. By kind of mean sucks a lot. He's like, what do you mean? Like you can't just throw the guy out immediately. It was an accident. So, and that's what's weird for me when it comes down to ejections. I don't know what's enough or what's not enough or whatever. Like, it's crazy, man. Pearson is just high-key that bad, unfortunately. What up, Paul? Unfortunately. Unforch. Forch, dude. I love that. I'm using that all the time. Did he say something? I don't think so. They thought he was trying to hit him, and the head wasn't the point, but they think he was trying to like throw inside because he gave it to Homer. He was trying to throw up and in. It's pretty clear, but look at the catcher. Catcher's like, hey man, that really wasn't on purpose. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I just saw that the other day. I thought that would be interesting to touch on. All right, let's talk about the trade deadline, full trade deadline time. Do you think the Guardians had a good deadline? They'd made some good choices. We're gonna go over. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. I'm gonna answer your questions intermittently through this about the So we're gonna talk about a trade. We'll get into the trade. I'm gonna try to stay on the trade as much as possible, and I'm trying to touch on every single one of these without talking about them for an hour and a half because it's gonna take forever because there's so many. So what I did was made a tier list. For those of you that don't know what a tier list is, because you're not gamers like me, this is a tier list. We have this beautiful tier list here with pretty much everyone who was traded, or basically I picked one person to represent each trade. And we're going to put them in one of 5 categories. Perfect mean I think it's going to be great for them. It's going to work out. And especially, so this means it worked out for both teams, or one of the teams is going to get a big effect this year. So the perfect trade, it means that if it's a rental or if it's a trade to help them this year, then it's going to work out great. And if it's got a bunch of prospects and it's between two teams that won't, I think that'll work out both sides. So perfect means that like everyone's kind of benefiting. Rock solid means one might win more than the other, but it's a quality move. Maybe it's a shuffling move. Maybe it's like, I think the Rays moves. Rays make a lot of rock solid moves. Okay moves are like, yeah, okay, like I don't know, not crazy high upside, but it's probably not super risky either. Or it's like super risky because it could be great or it could be awful. Right? Then there's not great where you're like, I don't really understand, or like, whatever. Like, this probably isn't the best one in the world. I don't really know what they're like. I don't think this is gonna. I think the thing they're looking for might not be, that problem might not be solved by this guy. And then I'm confused means I don't know what the hell. I don't know where this one came from. So I was just gonna do it in chronological order because that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. And I have the list of all of the trades here up on the left side. So we will start with Aaron Savali, because that happened earlier this month. That was July 6th, if you was wondering. We're going to quickly touch on it. Aaron Savali trade, not having a great year with Tampa. Tampa makes a trade to get the Brewers. Brewers needed starting pitching at the time. I'm like, it's really low risk, but for both sides. So I gave the Aaron Savali trade in. Okay, pretty good. Did we have a question about Bauer again? Yeah, I don't think it's likely that he gets signed by another team. I would say really enjoy his YouTube channel because it's really entertaining with all the Mexican League stuff. But his performance in the Mexican League is not moving the needle a lot for any teams. Like, it doesn't really matter, frankly. Oh, and by the way, about the Tyler Stevenson getting hit in the head, 100%, I'd be so mad. This is gonna be a YouTube video, right? Yes, it is, Zeus. You know, okay, easiest okay we've ever okayed. All right, moving on. AJ Puck for De Los Santos. You said De Los Santos is the prospect that the Diamondbacks sent back, and he's a big deal, right? I'm gonna lean on you guys for this one, right, chat? De Los Santos, the guy traded for AJ Puck. Big deal. Actually, we could just do this in order for whatever they're listed, so you can see the one here, and you'll know that guy's next. I tending to lead to not great. AJ Puck, I feel like he's nasty. He's got really great stuff, but generally underwhelming in terms of how good he is. De Los Santos is a good prospect, so it's probably solid. I just don't know. I don't know how much value AJ is going to add to the Diamondbacks. Look at De Los Santos' stats. Dude's a beast. Cleveland Rule 5, De Los Santos was sent him back. Is he a pitcher? Yeah, I feel like Puck underperforms his metrics, which means there's probably something up here. All right, so I'm going to give that a not great. It's probably between okay and not great. He could be fine. He's a hitter. Got it. Yeah. Basically the most I know about is AJ, and he's very good, and he's been very good at times. Like he's got good metrics and good stuff. Like before he was traded to the Marlins, right? He had a pretty good year with the A's. However, kind of underperforming. Austin Hayes for Seranthony Dominguez and Christian Pache. I think that's a rock solid trade, and I'll tell you why. Austin Hayes has been getting better and better and better through the year. He started slow as hell, guys, to the point where he lost his starting spot to Kowser in Baltimore. He was an all-star last year. He took me deep, so I'm going to give him props for that as well. It's tough to do that. It's not tough to do that. I gave him 60. Anyway, Austin Hayes, good player, good defensively, can hit, can run. He's just pretty dynamic, and it's a good, I think, a good switch up with Marsh. I think it's a better situation to have him up as opposed to Pache. Pache goes over to the Orioles. Pache, I don't know if he's going to be even in the big leagues or stay in the big leagues, but if he is, defensively, him and Cedric Mullins, you could put them in the outfield and you'd be fine. Just those two, right? You could do a 5-man infield. You could. That's how good they are. Can't hit it all. And then I know that Sir Anthony's been just kind of mad this year, but he's a good electric arm. If he gets hot, then he'll help them in the bullpen. So they get a bullpen guy as well. So I think it's solid. I think it could work out for both sides. And I think it helps add depth where each team needed depth a little bit more. And Hayes was the guy they were willing to part with. So I'm a fan of Austin Hayes. He's a good player. De Los Santos, 20-year-old, batting .321, 30 homers in the minors. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Now I don't know if that's going to translate, so I'm not confident, but I will say I'll just keep him in the not great. All right. Carlos Estevez to the Phillies. And now you guys know that Greg Soto was also traded. So Sir Anthony Dominguez gone, Greg Soto gone. Gregory Soto's really, really struggled recently. I think that's rock solid. I think they really needed it. And then the Angels get some prospects that I'm sure they won't develop very well. But I'm not worried about the Angels at all. I just kind of try not to think about them because it's really frustrating too. But the Phillies needed a guy like Carlos Estevez. He has thrown very, very well at the end. Very solid. He's very underrated, yeah. And he had like a 2.3. He's thrown really well lately. So the thing I'm paying attention to is like he's starting to get a little bit hot right now, like lately, right? Hayes has, like producing. He's producing really well, and he's good defensively. Carlos Estevez throwing really well lately. Started kind of weak, was on a weak team, didn't really get a lot of looks, and now he's pitched really well, closing for a team that isn't really in the running. I think he's a pretty good prize. I think he's going to do well there. Rendon went on the IL again. Dang it, man. Now I like the Angels. I like the Shanuel Neto Ohapi. I like Ohapi. I think Ohapi's a stud, man. I think Ohapi's the next Real Muto. The Phillies do need help. The bullpen seems gassed. So getting another guy is very helpful. And he actually hadn't thrown too much either, like because there wasn't a ton of opportunities. So good for him. All right, Danny Jensen. We had a chance to watch him with the Red Sox. There's going to be a lot of OKs in this, guys, because the OKs are going to be just like, it doesn't really move the needle, but it doesn't hurt him. It doesn't hurt either one. He started really strong with the bat. He's good at hitting fastballs off lefties. He's good against lefties. Better than Reese McGuire. Reese McGuire was struggling, and he's good defensively. Great blocker. So Danny Jensen going there, solid. Is he going to move the needle in any huge, meaningful way? Probably not, but I don't think he's going to hurt them either. So. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ohapi, man. I think maybe we do an Ohapi breakdown today because I think it's awesome. Also frees up Wong. Can Wong play second? Are we going to have a Carlos Santana situation where we have a catcher move into the infield? You thought Jano was going to be a lifetime J? Yeah, he just wasn't an extension guy, man. That's it. What up, Andrew? We're doing a tier list for the trades. This is the gamer way to do it, bro. Thank you for your 44 minutes, Spider Rico. Hey, 44 months, Spider Rico. That's a long heckin' time, Brandon. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Beige, yeah. Oh, really? Actual position second base. That makes sense. That guy's athletic, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Put him at second. They need somebody. Their second basemen have been brutal. He's longest tenure J since 2013. Really? Crazy. Reese probably had to go into witness protection after Cal Contral sent him to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't know Cal Contral was like that, bro. He went for the jugular immediately. So I heard immediately like how fiery he is. I bet you I would have loved to be on his team, dude. He's probably hilarious, his one-liners. He just doesn't look like that guy to me. Break down the Dylan Cease no-no. Already got that on the list. Thank you. All right, Hunter Harvey. Hunter Harvey to the Royals, correct? I would have had it in okay because the Royals need bullpen help. He's now hurt. We're going to throw a no great. He got hurt immediately. Hunter Harvey, struggling with getting hurt. I think potentially could be an okay or even a rock solid moving forward, but right now he's not helping. He's hurt already. He's hurt. So I'm going to say not great for either side at the moment. I'm not sure the value of the Tigers got out of this. Skubal only has a year left. Skubal is going to be extended. They are going to extend Tarek Skubal. 100%. 100%. Tarek Skubal will be extended. And he's got 2 more years, not 1 more. Oh, Harvey's healthy again? I'm still going to go with not great. Still going to go with not great. Isaac Paredes. Traded to the Cubs for Christian Morel and several others. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go rock solid for Isaac Paredes. 2 reasons. 1, I think the Cubs recharged with a guy that could potentially, if he goes off, sneak them in or get them back in this thing. And 2, they have control over him, so he's a real power threat at third base. I think he'll do well. He can pull the ball in Wrigley too. I think that field will help him out. And I think Christopher Morel going to the Rays is a good change of scenery. I think he's a vibes guy, and I think somehow he's gonna produce similarly to Paredes because he's there. I think it's a rock solid move. Though maybe not for this year. I think it's a good. I think that was just savvy, man. It was confusing at the time, but and the defense, Paredes' defense is better too. He's a better player, yes, but I think the Rays are gonna. I think that Christopher Morel is gonna go to a slightly higher level with the Rays because of the Rays, and he was also leading the team in home runs. So like, it's so funny. The Rays like traded everybody, and yet they're still gonna be probably just the same team. Morel's fringe, but a huge upside. It's about which organization can help these guys figure it out the best. All right. We got James Paxton goes to the Boston Red Sox. Watched him on Sunday Night Baseball 2 weeks ago. Threw well. Got hit around last night for the Mariners. I'm going to go with an okay. I'm going to go with an okay simply because the Red Sox just needed a veteran guy. I think he's going to be helpful. And that was a savvy move, and he was available. And there wasn't a ton that needed to move for it. So the interesting thing, what's this list for? We're ranking all of the trades. Trade tier list. I think it's solid or okay. I'm gonna give it an okay. I think solid is like you're gonna get production. This is like a low risk, medium reward type situation, right? Possibly high reward. But the risk, yeah, they just needed some innings pitched for next to nothing. Mongo Worldwide just subscribed for 3 months in a row. Mongo, thank you so much. Let's get some if you can do an emote, do an emote. Any emotes, guys. Any emotes for the love. Let's go. Is that Hunter Harvey under not great? So far, so yes. Honestly, though, you know what? I'm going to change this. I think the Royals needing Hunter Harvey makes it more of an okay situation. Jason Adam to the San Diego Padres. I'm going to give that a perfect fit because, and it was a rock solid till yesterday when they went and got Tanner Scott, and now they have him and Tanner Scott together. That's an 8-9 punch right there, and they already have Robert Suarez. So that's a good, guys, that pen is, they got 3 dudes. This dude is a dude. He is a dude, and he has been a dude for 3 years, and people don't talk. I love him. I love Jason Adam. He's one of my favorites. I think it's a perfect trade. I think AJ Puck was a need for the D-backs. The only reason we have Puck down here is because he just hasn't performed as well as he should. I mean, it's hard to. He's got too many blow up outings. And yeah, he might be a need, but he also could be a liability. Why it sucks with being a Rays fan, we get rid of everyone. You do get rid of everyone, then you get new people that are just as good. So you just, yeah, it sucks to be a fan of a team that has new players all the time. I totally get that. So, Jazz Chisholm. Now, this one's interesting now. Jazz has hit 4 home runs at his first 3 games, right? So I had him here at first, right? I'm like, it's okay. Simply, it was only okay because I was like, okay, but like, what, are you going to put him at a position he's never played? So there's still a possibility that backfires, guys. There were some situations last night, for example, when he didn't let that ball go at third and he picked it up and tried to throw it to first. Like, not that he made the wrong decision. It's just he has no experience with that. So he just like had to make a quick decision in a way that he's not used to. And that's the type of thing that's going to get exposed. And there's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is experience. It worked out. It was okay. They won the game at the end of the day. But that's the type of thing you're going to have to notice. So I would say it's solid. But now I'm going to go to rock solid. And then I'd say rock solid. Oh, it's rock solid. He's gonna play well. He's really streaky, but let's see how hot he comes out. But since he came out so hot, I'm between rock solid and perfect. It's not a perfect move because he's got to play third base, right? So he's playing a position he's never played, man. That is gonna get exposed. It's the major leagues. At some point, there's gonna be a game where he is lost. He'll figure it out. He will figure it out. Like, I'm not worried about him figuring it out. I'm just saying, like, doing it on the fly, no matter how good you are, right? Even Joe Mauer took like 3 weeks to get first base down. And he's probably the best technical baseball player I've ever seen. Brings energy, yes. So, but again, do you guys agree? It's not perfect because there is a world where it backfires. But he's an athlete. He'll figure it out. And he is adding a little bit of juice to a very, I'm going to be honest, that's a personality-filled locker room already with Stroh, Verdugo, Soto, all the O's, man. Unless you're Mookie Betts. Yeah, okay, but Mookie Betts also can bowl 300s. Mookie Betts is different. I'd say like Louis Arias is similar too. He can pick things up. Speaking of Louis Arias. Perfect trade. We'll see how the Marlins turn out with him, but I think Louis Arias going to the San Diego Padres is one of the major reasons they're in the position they're in right now. Olmo. It's so funny. So when Jazz got traded the other night at Sunday Night Baseball, we're sitting there. I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about Jazz. I'm like, all right, I got to train my brain not to call him by his nickname. And Petriello was like, do I even want to know? I'm like, no, it's not a bad nickname. I just switch the I and the A all the time. It was like a joke. I would just like say that, but I'm like, I can't say that on TV. Louis or Luis? I just call him Louis. I call him Louis. It's Louis. It's Luis. Luis Arias. Luis Arias is how it's pronounced. But we just call him Louis. Getting on base. Who would have thought? Great ad so far, yeah. It's just he's so streaky that there's probably gonna be a period of time where he cannot even, he's just striking out a lot and making some mistakes. It's just the way that he is. He's getting better and better at that, but it's going to happen. He's going to slump a little bit. We'll see how he deals. We'll see how that coalesces in New York. It's a little bit of a powder keg. You guys agree with me? Just Chasm, yeah. They already have Jizzo? Well, then there we go. Yeah, but I still can't say it on TV. All right. Moving on. Michael Lorenzen goes to the Royals. Royals need starting pitch. Did he go to the Royals? Lorenzen went to the Royals, correct? Okay play. I think it's good. It's just depth. Be a 5 guy. They just need innings. They've gotten very, very good. By the way, the combination of Seth Lugo and Brady Singer has been incredible for them. I don't know if you guys have looked at Brady Singer's season, but he has played very well. So Michael Lorenzen, it fulfills a need. They needed it. It works out. It's good. The smooth jazz call when he hits a home run is great. Yeah, they're gonna go off with the jazz thing. Like they're gonna play some jazz music at home and stuff. I hope it becomes a whole thing. I really do. I really do. Also, Lorenzen wears Vans. Okay. Phil Maton to the New York Mets earlier this earlier this month. Phil Maton goes to the Mets. He's thrown pretty well. What are we thinking? Lugo Cy Young realistic? I think it is, yes. Do you like jazz? Yeah. Ron Burgundy with jazz flute. It's your off-season retired boy. True. I'm gonna give it an okay. Phil Maton, solid pickup. Needed to add a guy to the bullpen, but he's the 5th, 6th, 7th inning guy. Jose Buto. Buto, is it Jose Buto? It's not Jose Buto. What's Buto's first name? Am I an idiot? I played with him. I feel like a dick right now. Buto has been really, really good in that role. So, it's Jose. It is Jose Buto. I knew that. Psst. Yeah, duh. So Buto's thrown really well in that situation. And they didn't really give up anything. So we'll give an okay. So okay's like probably not going to hurt you too bad. And if it does, it's not going to hurt you too bad to get rid of him. All right. So I think Maton's a great ad. They added a bunch of guys. We're going to talk about the Mets bullpen. We're going to do a little recap of all the teams. We'll get into the teams at the end. All right. I'm going to give Randy Arozarena to the Mariners. Perfect. But don't say Jose Butto. No, because there's no letters switched. Come on, man. It's about switching letters, brother. Are you getting calls to return? No. It's not like that. Like, it really isn't. Like, teams can just go get a kid from AAA, and I'm not good enough for that stuff, man. Like, Rich Hill, it's talking about maybe coming back. Rich Hill's different. In my opinion. He's better. Last respond. Oh, I forgot about Reagans, too. Reagans, Lugo, Singer. That's a great 3. How did I forget about Reagans? Like, that's a really good three-man punch, man. They could score some points. They're going to be, and they have a truly good core. God, the Royals are, like, sneaky, man. Royals could make a run. They could. Waka solid, and they added Lorenzen. So they got depth. The most Cardinal player to ever play for them. True. Teammate doesn't have that hill leg kick that everyone's looking for. You mean the recoil? Actually, my leg kick is pretty good too. Okay, so anyway, Randy to the Mariners. This is a perfect pickup for them. 1, they didn't have to give up too much for him. 2, he's getting hot at the right time. 3, he's a good defensive outfielder and a clutch ass MFer. 3, he's getting hot. 4, 5, I don't know. I think Randy Arozarena is a perfect fit for the Mariners. Now, is he going to solve all their problems? No, but if you had to choose a place for Randy to go at that moment, I'd say the Mariners are the best fit for him because they need a left fielder, they need a right-handed bat that with some pop, and they need a guy to be a little bit clutch, and he is all of those things. And 4, he's a locker room presence. He's awesome to be around. I bet you that clubhouse was really excited to get him. I'm judging by the fact that they won 10-0 the next day. All right. Ryan Stanek to the Mets. Now let me tell you why. Okay, at the time, it's between these two, and I'm debating whether or not the things that the Mets needed. They needed to get an 8th inning guy at that time. They needed a guy to bridge to Diaz. I know they're still kind of trying to do that. The 8th inning is his worst inning in his career. Basically, I've done extensive research. I like Ryan Stanek. I think he has great stuff. But he has shown a pattern of he's the best in the 6th inning. He gets a little bit more erratic the farther you go into a game. So like 6th innings is his best inning, 7th innings is second best, 8th innings his worst, 9th inning slightly better than his 8th inning. And that's just like in terms of ERA, blown saves, all kind of stuff. He's a middle relief guy, and you needed a back end guy. So, and I think they got him to be a back end guy. And I was like, he's a middle guy. He just profiles better there. And if you're looking for that, and not only that, he's prone to stretches of poor pitching, like 3, 4, 5 straight outings where things are a little shaky. And the New York Mets, that's not a place to have one of those. You know what I mean? Like, he is nasty. I'm not saying he's not nasty. He's very, very good. High. It's just he's very, very streaky, and his his good outings and his bad outings are all clumped together. So it's about like there's potential for it to not be great, and he has kind of had a little bit of down year, putting a lot of pressure on himself to go somewhere where there's even more pressure on him, and maybe the fan base is a little bit less forgiving. It's potentially not great for them, but he could also prove me. I hope he proves me wrong and it's perfect. I really do. I hope all these guys do better. I'm just speaking from my heart. Like, I'm gonna be honest. If I were traded last year, someone would put me in the not great or I'm confused, 100%. So I'll do it. All right. Yimi Garcia to the Mariners. Yimi Garcia to the Mariners. I'm gonna give that a rock solid. They are desperately needing a 7th or 8th inning guy. They swapped Stanek for Yimi Garcia. Yimi's been really, really good. He's been a dog, and he has a lot of experience in 7th, 8th inning, and he's got throwing the hardest he's thrown in his career. So he's been nasty all year. Good pickup. I think Yimi Garcia for the Mariners, rock solid. What are your opinion on Frank the Tank? I love Frank the Tank. I'm going to go for a walk with him next weekend. I'm recording a video with him. And I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to him, meet him in person, man. I really can't wait. I want to talk ball. I genuinely believe that him and I will hit it off. Yimi has been great for years now. Yeah, he had a really good year last year. A little food or a little fun fact. I played in the fall league with Yimi Garcia. There's still so many guys that I played in the fall league with still in the big leagues. It's crazy. Santa could even be a C guy. Yeah. Yeah. Astros trade with the Blue Jays should be in the WEF category. We'll get there. All right, Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin to the Orioles. That's okay. I'm gonna go with a okay Zach Eflin. The Rays got like 15 prospects in this trade deadline. I think Eflin is the 4. People said he was having a down year. It's so funny. His stats are actually slightly better than they've been in his career for his average. So I don't know where that was coming from. He's just a solid Kyle Gibson type, veteran guy, quiet, big smile, and he just gets guys out and pitchers contact. And there's no reason to think he won't do that with the Orioles. Interesting that they did that in division, and also he has another year in his contract, so they get another guy for next year too, right? So they have another veteran presence that they can count on for another year. And he doesn't walk a bunch of guys. He's just a natural pitcher. He's a good pitcher. Actually, no, yeah, I think that's a rock solid too. I think that's a good pickup. I do love that pickup. I think it's really good. Do all the Mets players know Frank? Yes, every single person in the Mets organization knows who Frank the Tank is. Yes. Santos Garcia Munoz is disgusting. Yeah, Santos is healthy. And he's got a lot to learn, by the way, guys, on how to pitch, but he's nasty. You're right. All right. Ahmed Rosario back to LA. Okay. Honestly, not that this is bad. It's just like I don't really know. I mean, I know they wanted to play second base a little bit, right? And be a little bit of a utility guy, but it didn't really seem to. And they already saw this movie and they didn't re-sign him. You know what I mean? So they got him again. I was a little confused by it. It's just kind of a add a guy type move. And I want to put someone in the I'm confused category. It was a little weird. I was just like, okay. Like, I don't have any problem with it. By the way, the I'm confused doesn't mean that I have a problem with it. The not great is the worst one. The I'm confused is like, I don't really know what impact it's going to have either way. So, continuing on, Josh Bell, DFA'd, and then picked up by Arizona. Rosario plays over Nick Ahmed. Okay, and then when Mookie comes back, Rosario's what, DFA'd? Or just put Josh Bell? I'm going to put it in okay because they gave literally nothing up. Nothing up, and he can play first base. I'm going to say it's okay. Simply because all they're doing is paying him. They're just paying his salary. I think that's a good pickup. Why not? Josh Bell, like, there's just like, there's no really, yeah, he fills the need in for them. He's a temporary solution, and at the end of the day, they can also just run the DFA train as well, right? Bell could be really good bench bat late innings, yes, and he's got thump, guys. He's just one pinch hit home run away from it being a rock solid. You know what I mean? They need a first baseman. It's an okay situation. I know he's had a really down year, but they also had to give nothing up for him. So not bad, not bad. All right, Paul Blackburn to the Mets, rock solid, and here's why Paul Black. 1 second. I thought I turned that off. I didn't. Okay. Paul Blackburn to the Mets. I give that a rock solid for a couple reasons. I know he hasn't pitched a lot. He just came off the IL. That guy is the exact same guy every single time he pitches. He's going to eat innings. He's going to be your 4 or 5. In the playoffs, he might be a long guy, but he knows how to pitch. He's a veteran guy. He's really smart, and he throws all kinds of great, and he's got a great breaking ball. So Paul, he's a low 4 type guy. So don't expect him to go out and be like dominant, but I think that he can provide some really, really good, solid depth. Like Tyler McGill has got much better stuff, but he's just more consistent. Like he's erratic, right? He's either lights out or he gets hit around. I think Blackburn will provide. You know what you're going to get with him, and he's able to go deeper into games. He doesn't throw a lot of pitches. It seems like righty version of Quintana. That's a good example. Like they're not the same pitcher. They don't throw the same pitches or anything. But like, yeah, it's a similar like that. I think it's a good, solid move for number 5, and they did not have to give him much for him either. With Alvarez catching should be great. Exactly. I mean, he was really good with Shea. So let's see what he can do with Alvarez. I think that's a good matchup. I just think that him and Hefner together too. I think him and Hef he's gonna enjoy being there a lot. All right, Mark Canha, another legend, going to the San Francisco Giants. Mark Canha, San Francisco Giant. That's okay. It's good. Solid. We'll go rock solid. It's Mark Canha. He's rock solid. He's going back home to the Bay. He gets to replace Soler. I think the Giants grab him. They didn't have to give up that much for him. It's rock solid. No, there's no Soler there, so he's gonna help now. And this is very much this is very much the Giants saying, hey, we want to get what we can for guys. We're going to shuffle them around, but we still want to see if we can sneak in, because we're not going to trade Snell, right? So they got Snell. If they got Snell, Ray, and Webb all throwing well, that's probably, I'll take that in a 3 against, anybody. Like those 3 guys. So if they can sneak in, dang. Severino, Mania, Quintana, Peterson, and Blackburn's a surface rotation. They can make the playoffs, and Senga can come back healthy, and Mets pitcher will be pretty good overall. Exactly. It's so sad about Senga. I've had that injury, man. It sucks. It feels like you were shot. But it also doesn't affect his arm. So if anything, his arm's getting a little more healthy, so on, so well. All right. Dylan Carlson to the Tampa Rays. I don't really know. I think the Rays probably see something in him that is interesting to them. It's an interesting trade. I don't really know what it is. Doesn't seem to move the needle in any real way right now. And maybe the Cardinals just saw an opportunity to grab some guys that they've wanted for a while. I'm sure it's great. Like, I just don't, in terms of value to this year, I don't really see it. It might be a change of scenery. I need you to know one thing about the St. Louis Cardinals guys. They are very, very old school, and they are basically their philosophy is kind of by itself now, right? It's kind of its own, the way they do things over there. It's like our way or the highway, and that doesn't work for everybody. So sometimes guys leave, and they have more success in other places. And Carlson was going to get squeezed out with the addition of Fam. Yeah, and he's young. He's still so young. So they're like, this might be an Austin Meadows situation, right? Where they're going to try to they might be able to turn him, flip him around, get him go crazy, do something crazy good, or become really, really good in the first couple of years he's there. But yeah, he's hitting under 200, and they added Pham. Which, do I have Pham in here? I think I do. Is Pham in here? I thought I added him yesterday. Huh. That's okay. We don't have to talk about that one. Like, we don't have to talk about all. There's so many. Okay. Andrew Chafin. Andy Chafin goes to the Rangers. Yeah, Andrew Chafin to the Rangers, right? Am I right? Is that right? See, so it would be rock solid, but I don't really know what the Rangers are doing. But now they have him, Robertson, and Yates. Fetty is here somewhere. Fetty is here. I know Fetty's here. I put him in here. Oh, Fetty's not in here either. Huh. Maybe I missed. I can grab a couple more, by the way. We can just add them. Here, let's just do that real quick. Okay. Eric Fetty. Oh my God. I grab this one every time. And then who was the other one? Pham? Okay. Got him. Oops. All right, we got him. I think I have Winker in here. Bro, no Jesse Winker. Okay, dude, this did not save any of the. I did this. I know I did Jesse Winker, so maybe the save didn't work. But you can just do it this fast. This does not take long though. That's good. Cool. Winker in the middle with the Nationals hat. No, great. That's Lane Thomas and Dylan Floro. I know I added Winker the other day, so maybe. Where is he? That's Floro. That's Lane Thomas. That's Winker. Where's Tanner Scott? Right here. He's behind my camera. You can't see some of the. There's some guys behind my camera. All right. Chafin to the Rangers. I think it's an okay trade. I'm not actually familiar with how well he's throwing this year, but you can always use a lefty. He's a veteran. He always gets traded at the deadline. And the Rangers went and got somebody, which was interesting to me. But it's very clear the Tigers are sellers. So the Tigers have given up once again. JT Shagwell to the Mariners. He's having a good year. He's been solid. I'm a big JT Shagwell fan. The guy loves fedoras. We were teammates. More depth for the Mariners. Electric arm. He's been a Mariner before. Middle reliever. They added another guy after the lost Stanek. So they got Stanek and they got Yimi Garcia. Two things. Two guys that I think are going to make a big impact. He's going to be fine. I don't think he's going to hurt him. I think he's going to be fine. He's got a 1.6 this year, striking guys out. So, we have Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb to the Guardians. Now, it's between these two, right? Like, I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. Because he hasn't pitched yet, I'm going to go with not great. Also, I need to put more people in not great. He has not pitched yet so far. I don't know if that's going to solve the starting pitcher. That's all they got. So if you're a Guardians fan, you're like, really, we got just Alex Cobb who hasn't pitched? I'm not confused why, right? Because Robbie Ray coming back and throwing well made him put him on the market. So that makes a lot of sense. Him being traded to them makes sense. The Guardians probably think that if he gets healthy and he throws really well, then we could get a huge steal here, and there wasn't a lot going on. But for now, I just don't like grabbing a guy who hasn't pitched yet, knowing nothing about him. I know. I don't. It's got to be not great because he hasn't pitched. If he pitched once like Ray did, then I'd put him in the okay. But it's a not great for now. Ryan De Los Santos to the Pirates, solid. That guy's got a hype. He's better than most people know. I think he's really good defensively. Got a really good arm. He's got some pop. Pirates needed all of those things. Their corners have not produced the way they want them to produce. I think he could help potentially be really good. Hasn't Cobb been having blister issues? I don't know that. I don't know, but possibly. Do you think Cobb missed his start because he had a blister on his finger? He probably had a blister. He throws tons of splitters and sliders. So yeah. He said he De Los Santos very, very good. You know what? I'm gonna go with rock solid. I think that's a rock solid pickup. He's a rock solid pickup. All right. Enyel De Los Santos to the Yankees. I don't know a ton about him. Hard throwing guy. Another depth piece. They added a guy for depth. Sure. I don't know a ton. San Diego always kind of outside of my radar a little bit in terms of relievers, but I think it's a solid one. It's okay. It's fine. Paulie DeYoung. Again, it's like an okay to the Royals because worst case scenario, they didn't really give much up for him. He can play second base. He can, he's not going to play short, but he also led the White Sox in home runs. So he's got a lot of pop this year. He has 18 home runs. So maybe they get a little pinch hit pop out of him. They do need a little bit more pop in that lineup. So it could potentially be okay, and there's just very little risk. If he does nothing, he does nothing. Right? If he does nothing, he does nothing. Eloy. First things first, though, we got Fat Beard Math Teacher back 51 months. And Bummer Drummer with the brand new sub a hour ago. Bummer Drummer, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Surprised the Sox didn't move Robert or Crochet. I am surprised about Crochet. I'm a little more surprised about Robert than Crochet. I'm not surprised one bit about Crochet. There's just too many things. I'm going to go Eloy between rock solid and okay. He is horrendous in the outfield. A terrible outfielder. Mostly for lack of concentration. But the dude can hit. I'm going to go with okay. I don't know how well he fits in the lineup. He's been hurt off and on this year too, so just the health kind of brings him down here, but we'll go okay with Eloy. We'll go with Eloy Jimenez. Lucas Ursag to the Kansas City Royals. Solid pickup. I think that he's so controllable that they're going to get more value out of him moving forward. He's a smart guy. I like Lucas a lot. I worked hard with him. I also got him his first show bag, so there's a little bias here. I think he's a good pickup. He's thrown pretty well this year. He's gonna be a guy who gets big outs for them in the big time. DH against lefties for Eloy? Yeah, probably. But the problem is, how can you put him in the outfield? Which chat is better, YouTube or Twitch? Ooh, Alyssa trying to start a war. It's Twitch. Hey guys, YouTube, don't tell Twitch said this, but it's you. Hey Twitch, don't tell YouTube this, but it's definitely you. I'll say your Urseg definitely is a rock solid pickup. Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers, perfect. He is in the top 3. He is a playoff starter for them, and he has been throwing deeper. Twitch has ads. Ooh, good point. I hate Twitch for that same reason, guys. Jack Flaherty, Dodgers, they need innings. They need a guy who will throw into the 7th. They need a guy who's thrown really well this year. He has actually been more dominant than he's been in the past. He's striking out way more guys than he usually does. Finally got away from the Cardinals. I'm glad that he gets to go to a place like that, and it's also close to where he's from. So I think that Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers was a really good pickup, and it fits really well with the team and what they needed. So video is better on YouTube. Chat is better on Twitch. Facts. Big facts. Flaherty has had 2 shots on his back. In his back? Oh, with the old cortisone. Trevor, how big of a deal is it to play near where you're from? It's a big deal. It's a big deal for a lot of guys. I would have loved it, but it changes from person to person. Some people don't care at all. Cortisone shots in the back, not good, but they also work really well. So if you've got to do what you got to do, and once you get it done, you feel pretty good, man. Trevor, the Yankees had a deal for Flaherty and they chose not to because of Flaherty back issues. I mean, it's a rental either way, so I don't really know. Like, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. The Yankees didn't really do much though, so I don't know what to tell you. So the Reagan, Singer, Lugo, Waka, and now Lorenzen. Yeah, that's a pretty good starting staff. Dang. Okay. Yankees had a deal for Flaherty. Interesting. I don't know, guys. I don't know if Hal and Cashman are that good, frankly, at this point. They seem to do things that like I mean, I know Jazz is paid really well, but like you went and got a guy who, and then where you don't have him for a position, you're just gonna have him play another position. That's not a very savvy move. You know what I mean? Like they do that a lot. They do that with Gallo too. Like whatever, they're the best player available, just put him wherever. Like that's not a good way to go about things, and they constantly do that. So, but for them to be like for them to back out because of an injury concern, I mean it's baseball, man. Everyone could get injured at any moment. So I don't know. Then again, I don't really know about it. Um, I don't really know the details, so I could be wrong. Okay, Dylan Floro. So Floro went. Hold on, where did Floro go again? I need to remember because these were all pretty new at the end of the day yesterday. Dylan Floro. Where did Dylan Floro go, guys? D-backs. Dylan Floro to the D-backs. Rock solid. That guy's good every year. He does. He's been the same guy every year. They needed help out there in the pen. I think he's going to help. He's now there with Puck too. They added some guys. I didn't see Morel on the list below. He's in the Isaac Paredes trade. So just whoever the guy is in the trade, just that's the whole trade. So Paredes for Morel is a rock solid trade in my opinion. I'm from Washington. So Dylan Floro, rock solid. He's the guy who you know what you're going to get. All right, Louis Garcia. Louis Garcia to the Red Sox. I'm going to go with the rock solid Louis Garcia to the Red Sox because they desperately need him. Desperately. Yeah, Soler's right here, guys. He's right here. And the thing is, moving forward, when we do this next year, for example, I will have a more comprehensive list of the prospects ranked out, and we'll figure out where they should go from there. Dodgers should be in debt after these contracts. I mean, technically they are because they are listed as expenses, and then they use clever accounting to spread them out over years in order to basically they report them as expenses and that they're in the negative every year so that they can get tax relief. But in reality, they make money. So don't worry, they got it. They're on top of it. Louis Garcia, they just don't have a power arm like that. I know he's older. I know he hasn't had the best year in the planet, but the Boston Red Sox are hurting big time. So I'm going to give it a rock solid. Frankie Montas to the Brewers. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna do much. I understand it, so I'm not confused. I understand the move, but he has been very underwhelming since he was traded. Basically, the Dodgers are committing fraud, and the entire front office and roster should be arrested. That's not fraud. That's literally how the tax code works. That's how every big business does it. Half of them are on the IL. True. So Frankie, like, yeah, maybe it's okay because he's healthy, but like he's got a +5, he's got a 5+ ERA. We know what he's had been injured off and on, constantly gets injured, and isn't the power guy. He's not striking out. He's striking out less than one an inning. Like he just hasn't been dominant or shown much dominance at all. Montes is a long shot to meaningfully contribute. That's where I'm coming from there. All right. Jalen Beeks. Jalen Beeks to the Pirates. Rock solid. I like that. Jalen Beeks the Pirates, and then they got Weimers is going, which Weimers had a potential to be very good. Jalen Beeks, some of the best ride. No, that's Pache. Jalen Beeks, the left-handed Cutter Crawford with the funky ass arm. I think he's a solid pickup, and he's having a really good year. Though he is, well, now he's second in blown saves behind Clay Holmes. He has been good. He's been one of the better ones, and to be able to have any success at all in Colorado is impressive. So I'll give that a rock solid. Kikuchi goes to the Astros. He's a fly ball guy. I think that's just okay. I think he's going to eat some innings. When he's electric, he's electric. But I don't know if he really solves their problems much. That they really needed a first rounder. Not seeing Nick Mears. Is Nick Mears a prospect? So I'm just gonna go okay. I don't know if how well it's gonna work out. You guys think the Astros very overpaid for Kikuchi? All right, we're gonna go with a not great then. Rockies pitcher traded the Brewers. Mears. Yeah, I don't know. You don't see Trevor Rogers? Yeah, Trevor Rogers didn't make it in here either. What the hell? I think that one of my download sessions just didn't work. Yeah, let's put Trevor Rogers in here. Poor man's Max Fried. Sheesh. Sir Anthony, we already did that. Austin Hayes is the Sir Anthony one. This is the Sir Anthony trade right here. All right, Lane Thomas. Lane Thomas goes where? Where did Lane Thomas go again? Now we're getting there. They happen so fast, I can't remember where everyone went. Where did Lane Thomas go? Guardians. Dude, great pickup. Great pickup. Lane Thomas, great player. Guardians, they need outfield production. He can play center field. He's a better option than Miles Straw, in my opinion. I think Lane Thomas is a great pickup for them. He's a very Guardians type player. Houston paid more for Kikuchi than Dodgers paid for Flaherty. Interesting. Quinn Priester was traded for. I don't remember. Not everyone got in here, guys. Like Tyler Zuber's not in here either. Winker's right here. Give me a second. We'll get to him. All right, Justin Turner. Justin Turner to the Mariners. Though he's had a down year, he can play first base. They don't have Ty France anymore. He can play third base in a pinch. They need that as well. He can play both corners. He's right-handed. He has a little bit of pop. They'll help him out. And honestly, if he just gets some hits every once in a while, everyone's an upgrade for the Mariners. And if you're going to go get somebody with the experience he has. Him and Randy, I think, are great additions to the clubhouse and are going to make a big difference. Then we get J.P. Crawford back and we get Julio Rodriguez back. Now we're cooking. Quinn Priester for Nick York. I'll be honest. Don't know a lot about Quinn Priester. Don't know anything about Nick York. So that's probably why they didn't make it in here. I'm learning, guys. I gotta get better at figuring out who is where and does what, right? Like, there's just so many people. There's so many players, and as a big leaguer, you kind of stop looking at prospects as much because you're like, I don't want to see who's about to take my job, right? Oh my God, where is it? Where's the Edmund trade? Where's the big Edmund trade? It's in here somewhere. Wait, okay, so Edmund, where did he end up? God damn it. Where did Edmund end up? The Dodgers? See, that's the weird. Okay, yeah. Oh, now I remember. Okay, so I think this is an okay move, though he has underperformed a little bit. Yeah, him and Gavin Lux, right? Now we're figuring out where we want Edmund to play. He can also play the outfield. But the whole Ahmed Rosario thing is confusing. So I'm like, why did you get them both? That three. Okay, so Pham went to the Cardinals. Edmund went to the Dodgers. Where's the third one? Fetty. Thank you. Oh, that's why Fetty's not in here, because we had Edmund. Oh, so this is the three. So we have all three of them. Okay, so let's just do this. You know what? I think this is a rock solid trade. I do. I think these three guys going to the places they went is a great play. Oh, Kopech was too. Okay, so we'll say Kopech is in here as well. So we'll say Kopech's in here as well. Let's take these. We don't need to stack this many guys in here. So we'll just, Edmund, you are going to be the guy that we use for this trade. That's why they weren't in there. I was trying to pick one guy for each trade. That's why I'm confused. Yeah, I'll say that's rock solid. That's a great. I think that's good for all three of them. That was a prime example of people getting them. Kopech going to the Dodgers is great as well. Like, I think that's a great pickup. I probably would have went Kopech for the guy that I used for the thing, but it's okay. We have Edmund. Rock solid. All of those guys, I think, are going to help the teams they're on. I'm a big fan. Big fan of that. Other than the White Sox need to get much in return. Yeah, but the White Sox also, but the White Sox are getting stuff for everybody else, right? And you never know. You never know. They got fleeced. St. Louis got Fetty without even sending them a prospect. True. But overall, stay rock solid. Are we really worried about Chicago White Sox guys? They very clearly know what they're doing. What up, Riz? We're just ranking all the trades. Okay, Brazaban. Rock solid to the Mets. Okay, so the Mets bullpen, they added Ryan Stanek, Phil Maton, and Brazaban. Anybody else? Crochet's probably an off-season trade, if anything, yeah. And Zuber, yeah. Is Zuber in the big leagues, though? I don't know if Zuber went straight to the show. That's why he's not in the list. The guys that I was like certain aren't going to be on the big league team right away, I just didn't put him in because I just know they optioned him. Okay, yeah, Zuber, who knows what Zuber's going to do, right? He's just depth. So I would put like, I'm confused on Zuber probably. Okay, then we have Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier also went to the Dodgers, right? Dude, why can't I remember these? I was remembering every single one of them. Dodgers. He's going to be a great depth piece. Great defensive replacement, that is, if he decides to stays on the team, right? So all of these guys aren't going to be able to be on the team. Where'd I put Ty France? I don't have Ty France on here because it was kind of like a cash consideration situation. Ty went to the Diamondbacks, though, didn't he? We can throw Ty France in here. We'll do it at the end. And he's retiring after the season. Good for him, man. Hey, let's give a little bit of a round of applause. Can we get some claps in the chat for Kevin Kiermaier and a great career, and honestly having the courage to say I'm retiring at the end of the year. Oh yeah, the Reds. Ty France to the Reds. Got it. Congratulations, KK, on a great career, man. Seriously. Is he retiring shit trade then? Why is that a shit trade? He was a free agent after this year anyway, so he wasn't going to be there past this year. So why is it suddenly not a good trade because he's finished at the end of the year? If anything, because he's retiring means he's going to blow it all out and he's going to play out of his mind. That's what I did. Do I think Rooker and Miller should have gotten traded? I think Rooker definitely should have got traded. Definitely. They could have gotten the house for him. He's like a top 10 hitter in the major leagues. Okay, Al Leiter Jr. to the Yankees. That's okay. What the Dodgers give up for him? Pretty much, I think it's just cash considerations or like a double-A pitcher. When did you know you were going to retire? In the offseason before the year? I think it was a double-A pitcher and some cash. I don't even know if there was cash involved because he got DFA'd. I'm giving Al Leiter Jr. an okay. Another depth piece. Again, he's a middle reliever type guy. He's got good stuff. He threw well last night. Came in hard. I think it's Mark Leiter Jr. Sorry. Mark Leiter Jr. It's his nephew, not his son. I think it's solid. I think it's a solid one. Mark, good pickup. Good pickup. Martin Perez. Martin Perez traded to the Pirates. Or no, sorry, away from the Pirates, to the Padres. Martin Perez, always a good first half pitcher, but notoriously really falls off a lot in the second half. So I know this is a little bit of a bad. You guys aren't going to agree with that, but I'll show you why in a moment. I think that's a not great trade. I think that at the end of the day, he's going to end up throwing bullpen innings, and he's not going to be in the starting rotation all year for the Padres. That's what I like Martin a lot. I was his teammate, but basically year in and year out, his first and half production is night and day every single year. Every single year. And I'll go show you that after this. We'll go look. Actually, I'm just going to do it right now. I want to show you. Martin Perez, baseball reference. Check this out. Splits for his career. Home and away, first half, second half. His ERA for his career has gone up half a run in the second half. He also has thrown 100. Oops, what the hell just happened? Back to the splits. I don't know why this just goes like I have like a button that just has a mind of its own. Okay. He throws 100 less innings, so he's always hurt in the second half, and he throws less innings. He gives up a lot of hits. About the same whip. He's balked a lot more in the second half, which is weird. I don't know how that is. But like if you go look at his months, his worst month is July. His third worst month is August, right? So he just has a pattern of not throwing so well in the second half. And also injuries. Injuries come in the second half. He goes on the IL, or is willing to go on the IL a little more. I don't know. Just grinding out into the playoffs. It's not really his. He kind of fades going into the end. He kind of just sputters into the end of the year every year. So going to get him is part of the. Yeah, I know, but that's a lot of innings, dude. 100 innings that's a lot. Like that's a big discrepancy. What's his baseball savant look like this year? I don't know. Made the best trade. I think Jason Adams up there. I think Randy Rosaranda's up there. I think the Flaherty's are the best so far. Trevor Richards to the Twins. We'll give an okay Trevor Richards to the Twins. He's a very twinsy situation, but the problem with that is he scrapped his slider this year. He was throwing so well, and he's been hit really really hard recently because he's just got a big slow screwball type changeup and a below average fastball, and so. I think it's just fine. Though the Twins maybe try to get him to throw a breaking ball again. So we'll see. But it's somewhere hovering between not great and okay, in my opinion. We'll see. He has really struggled as of recently, but maybe a change of scenery will help him out a lot. IKF, we will throw him in a minute. Just a sec. Tanner Scott. Huge pickup for the Padres. I like the Tanner Scott ad. And then because Tanner Scott is now added to Jason Adam, those two guys combined is such an interesting take for me at the back end of the bullpen. They just went from having a solid bullpen to a really good one. So Perez is all blues on a savant. He's usually all blues, though. So he's not going to be – he's always been a finesse guy, cutters up into the righties, a good changeup, that kind of thing. Yeah, the Twins didn't do much, man. That was a little bit disappointing, but I think their lineup is pretty good and always has been all year, and they've been pretty solid. Oh, and Scott also was stolen, it seems, from the Dodgers. So I'll give that a perfect trade. I think that's a really good pickup for them, and he has been lights out, been one of the best closers in the league. Now, the one thing that I will say is there's a difference going from a team that's out of it and closing for them to going to a team that is into it all of a sudden. Pressure changes, And different guys react differently. By the way, JT went to the Mariners. All right, Lucas Sims. Lucas Sims also went to the Royals. Where did Lucas Sims go? Where'd Sims go? I just saw it. Oh my God, where is he? Where'd Lucas Sims go? Red Sox. Lucas Sims is the Red Sox. Huge pickup. They needed him with Louis Garcia, too. So I'll go rock solid. They needed him, dude. So Louis Garcia and him, Red Sox, because the Red Sox need him so bad they'll take anybody. You think Scott will close? I mean, probably. I don't know. Maybe they might split with Suarez, but Suarez is throwing really well as the closer. I don't know how he's been recently, but like Scott has lots of experience in the eighth inning, man. You know, I think they're gonna interchange these two guys. I think they're gonna change these guys. Yeah, there's no reason to change your closer if he's good, man. But again, like now they have a guy, if Suarez does start to struggle at any point, he can have a shorter leash now, right? They don't have to depend on him so much. So I love that trade. I think it's great. Oops, whoa. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Kind of want to add. Oop, dude, stop. Add a row below. And we're going to go say, boom. Wait, what? We need to add more rock solid. There we go. All right. Stiff price for 20 innings, but it's the Padres way. True. You think Suarez Scott can interchange? Yeah, I think that you can put Jason Adam in there as well. But for the most part, it'll probably be Adam 7th, Scott 8th, Suarez 9th in the ideal. And then maybe Adam and Scott switch around and possibly Scott and Suarez switch around in certain situations. But I would say that Suarez is going to get the 9th inning every time. And they'll probably switch the 7th and 8th around at first to figure out how they're going to do it. All right, Jorge Soler. I'll give you a perfect. I know you guys are all gonna be like, dude, Soler back to the Braves. They're doing it again. So we'll give him a perfect. Has his power been down? Yes. Is it the Giants? Yes. Like Alex Anthopoulos is big on just let's do what we did before. He's a World Series MVP, back to where it all started, man. So I'm gonna give him a perfect. They needed the outfield production. Hopefully he had some juice and some scariness and some walks to that lineup because they're struggling. So I love that. I think that's a good pickup for them. Greg Soto to the Orioles. Oh, wait, rock solid could just be, okay, never mind. Let me just delete this real quick then. It just expands itself. Cool. I'll give a rock solid to that simply because I think it changed the scenery, and I think the Orioles really needed another bullpen guy. They got Seranthony and him. I know they haven't thrown that well or that great, but maybe a change of scenery helps. I would say it's a solid pick, and he's a power lefty. Now they have all kinds of stuff. Actually, no. I'll put Greg into the okay with Mark Leiter. It's one of those type of moves for me. They need velo, they need swing and miss, and he's got those things, even though he's not thrown well lately. I think it's a solid pickup. They didn't give that much up for him either. So, all right. Last two. These two guys are already in a trade, and then we will add. Who are we going to add? We're going to add IKF, right? IKF. Isaiah, Kiner, Alefa, ESPN. Oh my God, type, Trev. And Soler hasn't played in the field all year. He'll probably DH mostly for them too. So, Mariners going to go deep in posting with Randy JT coming in. I feel good about it, man. We'll talk about the teams in a second. We'll talk about the biggest winners, biggest losers in a second. I think Jesse Weaker is a great pickup for the Mariners, and I'll tell you why. Lefty stick, having a good year at the plate, can pinch hit, play the outfield. I think Winker is exactly what they need. And in the past, right, remember when they got Naquin and Vogelback and all these like guys they wanted to mix and match. I think he's the best version of that. And he's also been very clutch this year. I think it's a perfect fit for them. I think personality-wise, I think Mets fans will like him if he's doing well. I think Winker is a great pickup for them, and I think they're just going to be off and running with him. What did I say? Did I say the Mariners? I meant Mets. Did I say Mariners? What did I say? Oh, I said M's, didn't I? Okay, I meant Mets. Mets. Winker to the Mets. And then last, I gotta add that. Hold on. Okay. These two are not going to be in here anymore. Can I remove them? No, I just added them again. Oh no! Oh. All right. Nimmo, Bader, Marte, and now Winker. It's gonna be Winker's probably gonna be the fourth guy, man. Or him and Marte switch on and off, or him and Bader switch on and off, Nimmo in the center. Like, they're going to just mix it up, probably. And he can DH as well, but they got, they got a lot of options, which is nice. All right, Trevor Rogers. Honestly, I'm a little bit of a head scratcher because they gave up Connor Norby for him. So I think that might be, they gave up so much for him. And he's really not been great he's been fine. He's been like kind of league average, kind of erratic for a couple years now. Like, he hasn't been great. He's not throwing as hard as he used to. I don't know what the long-term vision is for him. I just felt like if they were going to give up Norby, it should have been for maybe more of a sure thing. Like, I would say, I think like Eflin's a way better pickup than Rogers. We are, Branch. So, a little confused. I thought that was a lot, but then again, what do I know, right? Norby Stowers for controllable Rogers. Yeah, but like, I don't know what controllable Rogers even. I don't know how. Like, Rogers' velo has been dropping every single year. He's hurt a lot, and he has not been near as effective as he was when he first came up. So like metrically, he just like, I haven't seen a big adjustment. I don't know what they're seeing. So it's a little confusing, but it could possibly be okay. Right? Possibly be okay. Okay, IKF. Where's IKF going again? Last one, guys. Last one for the day, anyway. Pitt. IKF to Pitt. Yeah, I'll give that a nice okay. That's an okay. IKF to Pitt's okay. I don't really know why, but I know that Nick Gonzalez just got hurt, right? So they need some defense. It's yet to see what they're going to get with the bat, but honestly, so the Solaris Perfect is just an homage to the 2021 Braves, guys. They needed a second baseman. Pittsburgh. IKF can play everywhere, man. Yeah, he can play second. Yeah. So it's a depth piece. Like, they're going for a depth piece for IKF. So here it is. Here's the trades. That's not every single one, but it's most of them. And that's my tier list. Take it or leave it. We're going to download it. The best tier list. We're going to put it on Twitter. You guys better like it. The best trade deadline tier list. Read the title, doofus. Hey, Pool! The Pool Shark just subscribed. Wait, this is your first sub, Pool? My guy, Pool Shark, bro. Welcome in, dude. Let's get some love for Pool Shark. Any emote at all, guys. Any emote at all is in. Any emote is in. Eric Fetty. Oh, we have it, Edmund. We have Edmund and Rock Solid. Whoa! Ew! Dude, don't get crazy out here, bro. Don't get crazy with the 5 gifted. Holy moly. Holy moly. We just get 5 gifted, dude? Was that 5 gifted? I didn't say. Thank you so much. Pool's retirement. What up, dude? How we doing? How goes the road to Teammate Throws 97? It's okay. It's okay. 5 gifted. Thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate it a lot. I don't know why it's not showing up on my thing. But thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Very, very kind of you. Very kind. Very nice. I hope you're doing very well. That was awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. That's very kind. So, yeah, this is it. All right. Really quick. Before we end this. Actually, here's what I want to do. I want to maybe run a poll. You guys want to quickly do a winners and losers? Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do this, all right? Let's go winners and losers. Dude, every frickin' time, man. Winners and losers, trade deadline. For the trade deadline, okay? And we'll just do like, let's do the top 5, the top 3 winners. And then we'll do the top 3 losers you guys think. Why'd I make that bigger than the bigger other title? Dude, I'm getting triggered. I'm triggering myself. All right. Who do you think the top 3 winners of the trade deadline were? I think in let's go in no particular order because I don't want to rank them in order. It's we could get in there. I think you're right. The Mariners, obviously, you know, they didn't get all the biggest names, though. I think Randy was one of the prizes. I really do. I think Randy's a big prize. Mariners are one of the top ones. I think probably the Dodgers. They got Flaherty. They got Kopech. A bunch of depth. Edman. And then they got Kiermaier's depth. They got Ahmed Rosario's depth. Yeah, and I think Padres probably are there too. Padres with Scott and Adam. I love the Scott and Adam pickup. I really, really do. And then you got to add Arias in there too. So like that's pretty good. Yanks with freaking Jazz has been, yeah, but it's been 3 innings. Three games, man. They got one guy who's not playing his natural position. That is not going to be perfect the whole time. Marlins completely revamped their farm. I would say the Marlins could win. And you know what we'll do? We'll do HM Marlins. But again, we're going to go, we're basing this off of what team, when you trade guys at the deadline, their goal is to like go for it for the playoffs. And so we're going to think about it that way, right? We'll see about the Marlins, how those guys pan out. There's no way to tell. We won't know until next year and the years following. But we can tell that these 3 teams probably, I think, did the most savvy moves in order to solve their needs for this year. Right? And so we're going to do 3 for each. And we'll go to losers. How do you guys think the White Sox did? Orioles, they lose Hayes. They got a few pieces, but none of them are having really good years. Like Rogers, they did some stuff, but Eflin, Rogers, Soto, Dominguez, Pache, I don't think that's a top team. That's fine. They did a lot of stuff, but it's who knows. Yeah, I don't think the White Sox did good. I'd say the White Sox lost on this. They're going to end up probably losing on that because they lost everybody and they didn't really get a ton back. And they got nothing for Fetty, too. They lost Eloy. I'd say the Astros made one trade and probably overpaid, in my opinion. That's a good one. Weird the Red Sox didn't add. They did add. They added bullpen pieces. I think they're okay. What were Rochet's reps thinking? I mean, I don't understand why you think it was crazy bad for Crochet. Because he's the ace of the team. If he wants to be there long term, then it works out for him. It's not going to hurt Crochet. It's only going to hurt the White Sox. Cardinals kind of lost. Yeah, the Cardinals kind of sold, huh? But not really. It's just more of like a didn't sell enough. Okay, let's see. Okay, the Angels didn't sell enough. Let's talk about that. The Angels sold Estevez. Yeah, that's a good move. They didn't sold Rengifo, but like again, Rengifo there could have been other issues with that. So they sold Estevez. Who else did they sell? Yeah, they added Fetty and Pham. They're all right. It was Ward, Pilar. Good point. Garcia. Oh, good point. And Anderson. Yeah, maybe Angels. Angels should have been an easy sell everybody. And I will say the A's didn't sell Rooker. They should sell Rooker. Rooker needs to go somewhere else. But they should have sold Anderson, Pilar. Yeah, Pilar should have been gone easy. Ward should have been gone easy. Rengifo should have been. These guys should have been gone easy. Anderson's a free agent next year, isn't he? Yeah, there's two guys who are free agents next year who are not being paid that much money. All right. I'd say those are not the great ones. And then honorable mention. Who did nothing? I mean, the Brewers only got Montas? Twins did very little. Washington did nothing. I mean, they traded Floro. Washington traded Floro and Thomas. They're not going to in it. I would say probably Twins, Brewers, Rockies. Yeah, that's a good one too. Brewers got Mears too. Good point. That's why they're honorable mentions. Yankees win with Jazz? No, Yankees don't win with Jazz. Yankees are not going to be in the top 3 just because they have one guy who's not playing the position he's supposed to be playing, and he hit 4 home runs in 3 games. Like, I understand that's really exciting, but if you think he's going to hit 4 home runs every 3 games, you're wrong. He's overperforming. I'm not falling for that. They got Jazz and Mark Leiter Jr. Solid. The Orioles, I think, okay, so like the middle of the road, I'll say like the Orioles. I mean, I would say the Orioles are maybe on the outside looking in. Okay, fine. Orioles. And Yanks, huh? You happy? You happy? And I'll also probably put the Mets in here as well. Honestly, I think the Mets are winners. F it. Because of Winker. I think Winker was big for them. Mets, and they added like 4 bullpen guys. So they added a bunch of bullpen depth and a good outfielder bat. Then that's what they needed. So I'll throw the Mets and I'll throw the Yankees in there because that has worked out well. Royals made some moves to raise the floor. Yeah, I agree. Or they added depth pieces. I'm not certain about their depth pieces because pretty much all of their depth pieces have had down years. And also acquisition costs. And Orioles was a lot of like just guys that were already big leaguers, right? So like they just filled spots ahead. And then everyone else is probably just in the middle of the road. They're fine. Like people who got only prospects, it's hard to tell whether or not they're a winner or loser. So this is what I got: winners and losers for the trade deadline. You guys will probably not agree with me a lot. A lot happened. Fun trade deadline. Book it. That is the All-Star break, or that is All-Star break. That is the trade deadline for you. And that was today's video. Boom! Very cool. Yeah, so Washington traded Lane Thomas, Floro, Winker, and somebody else. Feel like Cubs have well added Pearson and Paredes. Yeah, I mean, they had Paredes full time, but again, that was another one of those things. Like, is this for this year? Is this for next year? And I don't know about Pearson, man. Why isn't the trade deadline at the All-Star break? Because people can't do, because executives are all at the All-Star game and stuff. Like, there's too much going on. And it's also Hall of Fame weekend around then, too. There's just too much stuff. Real Raptor for the second month. Real Raptor, what up? And the draft. Yeah, too much. Too much stuff. Too much stuff happening in July, man. Too much stuff happening in July. All right. Great job. We have about 25 minutes left in stream, so I want to really quickly pop into the next few things. Guys, I would love to do a player breakdown or not. So think about the types of the players you guys would like to break down. We could do a guy in the trade deadline, maybe, where we can go check on him. Usually a pitcher and a hitter for the day. But while you guys think about that and start throwing out your options, I want to check out the nastiest pitches. It's time for the nastiest pitches of the week. It's time for the nastiest pitches of the week. We have a lot. We have a lot in here. We have 15 pitches. So I'm going to quickly go through this. Let's go through some nasty pitches, you guys. Can you tell me what's wrong with Evan Phillips? We can talk about that in a moment. I don't know why he's throwing so many goddamn sinkers all of a sudden, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Welcome to the nastiest pitches of the week. Let's get it. Let's freaking go, dude.
Peck was, although he might have been throwing some spitballs and something.
I'm confused. Is that good? Okay. Did he throw an immaculate? That's 4, 5, 6, 8. Immaculate? Oh, I didn't know that, dude. Nasty, dude. Ew. I'm going to give him an ew on that. That's pretty gross. Big ew. Big ew. Biggest of views. Gross. Very nice. All right. We got a Skeens. All right. Backdoor sweepy. Man, if I'm a hitter, I'm so mad if a guy goes like that. Oh, yeah. Look at that, dude. Backdoor sweeper, guys. By the way, his slider is a sweeper. If you guys were wondering, they don't call it a sweeper. But they call it. Ooh, yeah, baba. Oh, 101 with rise is nasty. Did you know that Kopech actually doesn't have a lot of rise? He's got a little bit, but not a ton. I'd be pissed if I didn't swing. I mean, that's a ball to... Look at it, dude. Ball to strike, guys. This is called a freeze pitch when it's a ball. Like if this is a fastball, it's way off the plate, and then it comes back. He's like, and I'm dead. I died. I'm a dead. That's a big ew. Big ew for me. That's double ew. Double ew for the first 2 pitches of the day. Wow, we clap. Okay, we got screwballs. Is this our friend what's his name? Brett Honeywell? Okay, dude, no audio, man. Come on. He literally looks like he's playing wiffle ball. Those are curveball. That's just what the like. I mean, guys are just making things up. Now, don't pay attention to how bad the back of his jersey looks, but look at these screwballs. Now, if you're wondering how you throw a screwball is just a hyper-pronated. You're just releasing a changeup like this. Reality. A lot of guys do it. They don't put the circle. They have it like that. And you're just doing that. That's what a screwball is. A screwball is just a changeup. For all intents and purposes, Devin Williams' changeup is a screwball. You're welcome. That's triple U. We started with you, and Taj Bradley, who is gross this year, is up next. So I'm sure we're gonna do this again. Okay. I thought I turned this off, but I didn't. Taj Bradley. Nice little cutter. Wait, that's a splitter? What? we get movement on this? You're not going to give me movement? What? Why do we have no movement on this? Okay, I'm going to just, hold on. I'm going to use my, I'm going to go, hold on. So that was, so the cutter, so that cutter was, it was, 9 vert, -2 horizontal. Okay. No, hold on. That's 3 vert, -3, 3 vert 3, and then this is 2 vert -8 or 2 vert 18. 18. Am I right? Someone look that up. Go look it up and tell me if I'm right, because I don't know when these pitches were thrown. That's my guesses. The split cutter, dude. That's just. I mean, are we gonna get a non-U today? Is the question. Oh no. Uh-oh. We got a top down from Trinan. Please, Blake, don't do this to me again. Dude, like, I get the willies. He gives me, it's so gross that it's like watching Fear Factor. It's like sticking your hand into a big box of cockroaches. It's ugh. You know what's funny, guys, though? You know what's funny? Had he not swung at that and Angel Hernandez was behind the plate, they'd be called strikes. So he's just got PTSD. That's the 3 grossest sweeper ever. It just gives me, like, I don't know. The heebie-jeebies. I got the heebies. The heebie McJeebies, dude. Heebie-jeebies. Please don't be Blake Trinan again. Ooh, we got a Clay Holmes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This website doesn't let me do that. Clay Holmes. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's funny. He has more depth on a sweeper, but that was... Let's see that again. I love this angle, too. Yacht. Dude, that's... Oof. At 85, too? Yeah, sorry, Jaron, but you gotta go sit in the truck, brother, I guess. Pitching Ninja. Again. Ooh, is this River? We got a River sighting? What are they feeding these kids? Are you... Dude, you're not... Look at this. He's like, just trust your swing. I can't get it to pause. I'm going to try to pause it right at the moment I want it.
Is 2-2.
Chad, he's missing that by a foot. He's literally, it's a foot. He's missed it by a foot. Jordan's like, whoa. Like, that's a foot. He's missed it by a foot. You're a withered, River. All right. Next up. We're blowing through these. We gotta go. We're running out of time. I have a meeting. Ooh, Hogan Harris. Hogan Harris sighting. Big curveball. It's a big curveball, isn't it? It's a big goofy curveball, isn't it? Big loopy, goofy, goofball curvy. All right, let's see. Man, Altuve's taking strays in this. That's pretty good, man. That's nice. That's a nice. You got a great sword, though. Just a bit inside. He thought he knew it was coming. He didn't know it was coming. It's so funny. Jose's completely fine doing stuff like this because he knows he's that good. I don't know about the pants, though, Hogan. I don't know if that's your vibe, bro. I don't know about those pants, bro. Brother man Bill. Dude, there's so many. Ooh, a backdoor slider? And we didn't even have to watch any ads in order to watch the pitch? Also, best glasses in the league, by the way. Bernard Assad, best glasses. Come on. Evidently, we just get to watch it once on MLB TV or on MLB.com because it's the worst. Front door sinker is a big U for me. That's a big U for me, dog. Wow. But there's nothing like that, right? That's the best feeling. When you freeze a dude throwing a pitch exactly where you want it, nothing like it. When I asked Galen, I would say Gallon, and I asked Kirby, George Kirby in the All-Star game last year, and they were like, we'd much rather pen than swing a miss, dude. I love it. Did you play for Scott Emerson? Of course I did. Did you play for Scott Emerson on the A's? Yeah, I mean, he's been there for 10 years. It would have been hard to avoid. I listened to him speak at pitching conference. Okay, what did he say? What did he say at the pitching conference? Let's start there. I have thoughts. I like Scott as a person. Oh, the nastiest pitches from his no-hitter. Okay, Dylan Cease's no-hitter. Let's see it. Let's see the nastiest pitches from a no-hitter. I love this. First of all, mustache. On point. What do we got, Dylan? Show me what you got. Sorry about it. That'll play 98. See that right there? Guys, see how that spun? That's called supinating. He's a supinator. What, 99? You think you're good, dude? You think you're good because you can throw 99? I did it once. At that park, actually. Now, what? Okay, that's 100. Sure. Sure, that's 100. That last one was pure electricity, dude. That's a big U for me. Anytime you throw a no-hitter, you done did it. All right, we got who is that? Who's that? That was nasty. This is a great changeup. Milady. Danny Young. Sean, I know that's Sean Murphy's Zaz. Talk about who's pitching, dude. Tip of the cap, dude. Very nice, Alex Young. Very nice. Welcome. Welcome to the club, fam. All right. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Quality pitch right there. Quality pitch. Luis Gil. Luis Gil with another quality. I love it. I love it so much. Trey Cabbage. He'll swing a miss. Paul Skeens Trey Cabbage. Oh, look. Hold on. I've got to see it one more time. Oh, look. Is this Trey Cabbage swinging out of his freaking shoes the first pitch of the AB? Surprise. Surprise absolutely nobody. That guy swings the first pitch literally every pitch he sees. The only reason I have a bone to pick with him is because in a rehab appearance I threw the first fastball back from my anxiety IL last year. He took me deep. First pitch I threw. Sick. Nasty, though. So I got a bone. He hit it. I go, oh, okay. That slider gets going for Skeens. The problem with the slider for Skeens is it is a sweeper. It gets flat, and the lefties, if it gets flat, it's gonna be not fun. Eflin? Front door sinker? Ew. Oh, the sink piece. That's just gorgeous. Also, can we look at McCann's receiving right there too? Very good. That's just good. That's good pitching right there, bro. Gotta give credit where credit's due. That's very nice. Very nice pitching. Very nice, dude. We're almost here to the bottom.
For Jimenez.
Sir Anthony? Sir Anthony with a good inning, his first one out, huh? Pretty nice. Pretty nice, dude. Nice little slider on the plate, off the plate. 88 miles an hour. Love it. Love it so much. Corbin Burns, always fun. Is that a slider? Bigger cutter? What the hell? Does he throw a slider now? I thought he threw a curveball only. That's a gross, bro. What the frick, dude? What the frickin' flop, dude? What is going on? Guys just like wake up and they're like, you know what? Today I'm going to throw this pitch. And then it goes and it's metrically just ridiculous. He's so good. And it's at 90 miles an hour. Ugh. All right, last one. McDermott. Seemingly unknown for me. McDermott, let's see what he's got. No audio. Papa needs to make some money off this video. Splitter? Oh my God. Jesus Sanchez's swings and misses. Look how hard he swings here. Burns hit 100 yesterday. Shut up. Shut your ass. I'm so tired of this. That's gross, man. McDermott, nice pitch, dude. Nice one. Good one to add on. Always with a new guy. I love it. And I love the tight pants coming back, guys. Tight pants are the way of the future. Is it Dylan McDermott? Yeah, Trev, that Corbin was a slider. 34 down and 8 left. At 90? Chase McDermott. I knew that. Chase McDermott. Got it. I mean, you guys be bringing it, bro. That's gross, man. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Wow. All right, let's do a player breakdown. Let's do it real quick. Who did we decide on for the player breakdown? Last 10 minutes of the stream, guys, and then I got to get gone. Evan Phillips. Logan O'Hoppe. You still want to do O'Hoppe? We can do O'Hoppe. Or we can do Jaron Duran. I mean, I don't know. We talked a lot about Jaron Duran on the broadcast as of late. Just about how he's been hitting the ball so hard. Santander. I don't know. Maybe we should do a player that got traded. Should we talk about a guy who got traded somewhere? We did Lawrence Butler last week. Santander is the most home runs in baseball since June 1st. Really? We did Bobby Witt Jr. a couple weeks ago too. How about we do? Let's do like maybe Winker and let's do Jesse Winker. So interesting. Jesse Winker, not actually hitting as well as I thought he was, and his base running value is not great either. I thought he was stealing bases like crazy. How many stolen bases do you have? He's 14 bags, which is 14/17 of his total bags for his career, which is crazy to me. 11 homers, hitting 260 with a 800 OPS. It's pretty great, man. So that's pretty good, pretty quality production. Not a ton of pop. I thought he would have more pop than that. But big pickup. I want to know what the base running value is. Has he been caught a bunch? Not a great fielder. Second in range. So like he's not an outfielder, guys. He's not an outfielder. He's not a great fielder. Somehow he's got a -3 base running value. I don't know how that goes, but one thing he is good at, not chasing, not striking out, and his walks are fine. But he walks a ton. He strikes out about at league average, a little bit below, and he's getting on base. He's got a good on base percentage. He's a quality AB, and he's been producing at the plate, as you can tell by his batting run value. But this is all interesting. Like this, by the way, slow bat speed doesn't really matter, or not that it doesn't really matter, but the jury's out on how to determine what the big thing is with bat speed, what you're looking for basically. And I think it just varies from guy to guy. Like the highest bat speed is Giancarlo Stanton. He's going to swing and miss 40% of the time, right? So, but he's just about average in all expected stats, with maybe a little bit higher above average in xWOBA. So he is basically a league average hitter in terms of advanced metrics, but he's producing, and he's producing by not chasing and by walking a lot. Dude, his arm value is 93. This is a very confusing person. This is a very, very confusing guy. I did not know he had such a good arm, but he has no range. I just think he's a quality bat for the Mets. Let's look at the pitch run value. He's struggling only with the cutter, probably from righties, and the sweeper, which is interesting. Probably hasn't seen a ton of them, but generally hitting all pitches well. So basically, he's a well-rounded hitter. He's a veteran, well-rounded hitter. He's a lefty stick, and him adding to the Mets, I think, is a great pickup. But it's crazy that he's not like doing anything. It's not like he's doing one thing so well that it's inflating everything else. He's doing everything pretty well. He's doing everything pretty well. What's his BABIP, I wonder? So let's look at his X value on fastball. That's weird. Having the lowest exit velo on fastballs is concerning. But he doesn't whiff as much either. So is he getting jammed on fastballs a lot, maybe? Yeah, I think it's a quality pickup for the Mets, especially after how the last 2 years have gone. He's definitely had a bounce back year. It's so funny. Even after these 2 years, he still has an 810 career OPS. But overall, it's a good pickup for what they gave up. I think Jesse Winker moving on to the Mets is a pretty solid pickup, and he's been a quality major league player this year. Can you explain the difference between a sweeper and a slider? Think of this way: slider is two plane or depth, so anything that goes like this or like this, and is a slider, and they're usually harder. Gyro sliders are different than sweepers, and sweepers focus only, almost exclusively on horizontal. So you're trying to get it to move as much as you can horizontally. And if you can get zero vertical, then even better. It's like a cutter that's slow. It goes left or right forever. That's the difference. So sweeper, you're trying to go horizontally. Slider, you're okay with depth and maybe horizontal. It's a bigger bucket of types of things, but the grips are different to get them to do that, and the forces on the ball are also different. So that's the biggest difference between those two pitches. All right, so we did Winker. Who are we going to do for the pitcher? You want to do Lucas Sims for the pitcher? Lucas Sims, who are the Red Sox going to get? Let's check out Lucas Sims. Let's just do it real quick. Lucas Sims. So, top 4% in average exit velo, and pretty dang good, man. He's top fourth of the league and top third of the league in whiff, K percent, chase percent, expected batting average, and hard hit percent. Problem is he has walked a good number of guys, but I feel like that's something that's coming to play a little bit more. He's a four-seam guy with a strikeout guy, so the barrel percent's going to be a little bit higher. He's not going to give up any ground balls. I was the same way. I was like 1 percentile on that. Extension doesn't really matter. Anyone can throw with any extension. He's slightly above average in velo, too. Like, he's above average in everything but walks and barrels, which is normal for a guy with the types of stuff he has. Problem is he's walked too many guys, his whip's too high. So, but he does strike guys out, which they need desperately in Boston. At a 3.5, take that with a grain of salt. It's Cincinnati. It's very hard to pitch there. He's very good for the most part. And let's check out what he's doing. So he's throwing the sweeper, which he's thrown a slide. He just calls it a sweeper now. It's just he's always thrown it that way. He's had this for a long time. He's basically a four-seam sweeper guy. A little bit erratic with his four-seam. There's a lot of misfires here. There's actually a lot of misfires with everything but the sweeper. So that's probably what's wrong with the command here. How many walks does he have? It doesn't say here, but a lot. A lot. And he's in the second year where he's throwing his breaking ball more than his fastball. Let's see how it moves though. So he's got a rise ball. That's good. Rise ball. This is a straight fastball. We can elevate. His velo has. It's been about stable. That's fine. How has it changed? You know, it's a little bit less rise than normal, but that's not necessarily a horrible thing. Let's see the sweeper. See what I'm talking about here? He has very little drop on a sweeper and a lot of sweep on a sweeper. So this is a good sweeper, especially at 84. That's a really good breaking ball. What's the run value on it? 3. And this is why he's throwing his breaking ball more than his fastball, because his fastball's getting hit harder. It's getting barreled up. Probably pretty good. Actually, 35%. That's not bad. Didn't have a lot of hard hit. His curveball's getting hard hit the most, like the hardest the most, which is weird. But yeah, his four seams giving up lots of hit on four seams. 275 bottom, but it is overperforming. Expected batting average 206. So I think his four seam will get even better. I think that the walks are just killing him. Walks are just killing him. So if he dials that in, which guys tend to dial that in as the season goes on, barring injuries. So assume that he's going to continue getting better at throwing strikes, and as he does, he's going to become more and more valuable. I think that's a good pickup for them. Should he mess around with a sinker instead? Not necessarily. Guys like this, cutter should solve that problem for him. It seems like he's not that comfortable throwing his cutter, but if he's giving up lots of hard contact, and if that hard contact is to lefties, it depends. Are you giving up? If you're giving up hard contact to righties, which I doubt it is because his sweeper's so good. If the righties are his issue, a sinker might be good. If lefties are an issue, a cutter would be good. You want something moving into them as your wrinkle fastball, your second fastball. So maybe he should throw more cutters. And his cutter's performing well. Yeah, he's got a 3 run value on a cutter that he's only thrown 50 times. Yeah, throw that more, bro. Yeah, so that's what he's doing. That's what the cutter's for. The cutter's to get lefties off of it. We did sale last week, Curveball. You should go check that out. It's also up on TikTok and stuff if you want to check it out. Slider causes 5 balls. Yeah. Mostly because it's a sweeper and it doesn't have depth. You throw a gyro if you want ground balls, but no one misses gyros anymore, so he's throwing a sweeper. Beautiful. Thing of beauty. All right, guys. I actually have to take off. That has to end it for me. 10 was my cutoff time, and I'm a little bit past that. I want to thank you guys all for being here, chilling, hanging out. This was Mayday Wednesday. It was great talking about the trade deadline, answering your questions, getting into stuff. I wanted to present all this stuff to you. Next week, we're going to do more of an open format thing. I want to just do AMA, man. I want to do tons of AMA. I want to do tons of breakdowns. I want to devote the entire thing to player breakdowns and answering more in-depth questions and stuff and letting you guys drive it, all right? So we're going to do that next week. That'll be Tuesday. Tuesday of next week, we'll be live. And then the Tuesday after that as well. And then we're back to Mondays. We're going to do Mondays after that again when I don't have to go to New York every single freaking Sunday. Hey, Emily, I'm coming. I also have another meeting in 25 minutes. So I'll be there in a minute. I'm talking to Emily, guys. I gotta go meet with Emily. But I want to thank you guys being here. Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you use code baseball on thefocusfuel.com. 50 milligrams of caffeine per gummy. Freaking delicious. It tastes like heaven. So enjoy that, all right? And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And be in the Discord. Talk about baseball. I've been watching baseball at night and hopping in there and having conversations. So if you guys want to do that, you can continue stuff there. And I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you next week. Sunday Night Baseball this weekend. ESPN2. Check it out. Cardinals, Cubs. I'll see you then. I love you. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Hold on one second. Bye. This is awkward every day. Bye.